is Aiden Murray, and I'm part of Inman Robo-Eagles Team Oblivion, and this is Jason Ligon.
Hi, I attended Clemson University where I studied conservation biology, and I've worked for 4 years at the Atlanta Botanical Garden as an orchid horticulturist.
So my project is space farming, where we have a light here that feeds these plants here, and then we use the cow manure to fertilize the plants. We'll be using hydroponics because according to this graph, the blue here is the height of plants using soil, and the red here is the height of plants using hydroponics. So therefore, because the height of hydroponics is much higher and the plants were doing much better, our idea is to use hydroponics in our prototype to make it to make the plants grow taller and for them to fruit more.
Got it. Okay. Sounds like a great concept. So I would suggest whenever you're doing this, whenever you're doing a scientific study, you definitely want to make sure that all the other variables are staying the same. So if you test it out yourself, you'll want to make sure that when you're testing it that you have a control to make sure that you have your control, and then you also test it against your idea as well. So I would say if you're doing it in real life, to make sure you have it growing in manure, but then also have it with the hydroponics as well, just so you can see and verify what is on paper and theoretical. So I think that'd be a great thing. But I like this idea. And even Epcot at Disney World has hydroponics in a whole system where you can see this, and they proved that that could be the wave of the future if you're going for it. And I would suggest if you're doing it using hydroponics, you would use different levels as well instead of one type. If you had one that maybe had a bigger system or more water, other ones that had less nutrients in the water, just to see at what level you would be able to optimally grow the plants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that sounds like it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that's basically our project. And also, so we have to take into account that there's less or more gravity on different planets, and in space that there's very little gravity. So we would have to find a way to hold the plants into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But we thought that we could make this room here pressurized and gravitized to try to.
And that, so inside that room, it would basically emulate what we have here on Earth. So
Yeah.
gravity would be the same here. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. And then you could also see with that all the different variables as well. If you wanted to have different systems where you maybe have like less gravity or more, because a lot of times here on Earth, plants grow to the size they are based on the gravity we have. So even with the hydroponic system and less gravity, it may actually be able to do it even better than you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are all kinds of different variables. Whenever you're testing out something like that, I think it's a great system. But then always having that control and testing one variable at a time, I think would be a great idea.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.